just you, no props. And we're gonna go through just like a nice little warm up. Most of you that work with me often, I love like flowy, ribby kind of movements of the spine. So we're gonna get started with that today. So just find a comfortable seated position. And we're just gonna take our right hand by our side and drop it down. Stretch and reach that left arm up and over. Kind of softening through that right elbow. Maybe looking up towards the ceiling underneath that left arm. And just really heavy into that left hip, breathing down your side body. And then growing tall, taking that left hand down, right arm stretches up and over, heavy into that right hip, reaching up and over, breathing into that right side body. Kind of noticing the difference from one side to the other. Lifting tall through center, take it up and over. Lifting tall through center and take it up and over. Good. Coming back through center, I'm going to turn so that you can see this side. So you're going to draw your hands behind your head. Let your head be heavy into your hands and lift your heart up, leaning up and back. And then elbows in, chin to chest, and you're just flexing through the upper mid-back, your ribs, that thoracic spine. Lifting the head, the heart, leaning up and back. Exhale, elbows in, chin to chest, flexing through those ribs. Relax the shoulders. Little gentle pull on the neck. Inhaling, opening up, stretching back. Exhaling, flexing those ribs in, relaxing those shoulders. And then sitting up nice and tall, we're going to turn this into a circle. So you're going to tip over to the right. Let your elbows fold in as you round through the center. Open up to the left. Grow tall through center. Take it to the right. Elbows flex in, rounding through the center. Rotating open. 2 more like this. Just really feeling how that stretches through that upper mid-back. 1 more in this direction. And then let's reverse it. So we'll take it to the left. Elbows in, rounding forward, rotating open. To the left, elbows in, rotating open. 3 more in this direction. Relaxing the shoulders, neck and head 1 last time. And then back to center. Stretch those arms up to the sky. Breathing through those shoulders and underarms. Maybe a little side flex again from one side. Keep a hold of those hands, stretching up and over to the other side. Good. And then we'll come on down onto our backs. So laying on back. Drawing your arms to cactus arms and floating those legs up to tabletop. Allowing those knees to fall to the right and maybe your gaze goes towards the left. So as you can see, I'm not going all the way to the floor. So I'm just trying to feel this wringing out of my waistline sensation, but also feeling a little bit of a stretch. Using my core as I come back through center, taking it to the left side, and maybe looking out the right. And then just going back and forth a few times from right side to left side. Kind of warming up those hips, that lower back. my lower back goes crunch, 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 crunch. I feel like my left psoas is a rusty sponge. And then finding center. So let's draw those arms down by your side. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, the head and chest is going to curl forward. Relax your glutes. Keep your tail heavy. Pubic bone is tipping away from you. Pause here and breathe in. Exhale, lowers you back down. Inhaling as you prepare. Exhale, head and chest curls forward. Pause here, breathing in. Exhale to lower you down. 3 more. Exhale, curling forward. Pause and breathe in. Exhale to lower. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale, curling forward. Pause and breathe in. Exhale to lower. One more time. Exhale lifts us. Pause here, breathing in. Exhale lowers you back to the mat. So you can keep your arms long by your sides or maybe draw your hands behind your head. We're going to add on by lifting one leg at a time. So take a deep breath in as you prepare. Exhale as you curl the head and chest up and flex your right leg to tabletop. Again, checking in with those glutes if they're not engaged. Pause here, breathing in, and then releasing everything back to the mat. We're going to go to the left side. Exhale, curling head and chest, lifting the leg. Pause and breathe in. Exhale to lower you down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, curling forward. Pause and breathe in. Exhale to lower. Inhaling as you prepare. Exhale, curling forward. Pause and breathe in. Exhale to lower. We're going to do 2 more rounds each side. Curling forward. Pause and breathe in. Exhale to lower. Last time on the other side. Curling forward. Pause and breathe in. Exhale to lower. I feel like I'm fighting over the cicadas. They're so loud. So now we're going to add on again. Exhale, curling forward, staying lifted. We're going to extend that right leg and flex it back in for 5. Inhale to reach. Exhale, flex for 4. 2. Last one. Pull it in. Lower the leg and the head down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, head and chest curls forward. That left leg extends out long. Flex it back in. Reach for 4 and flex. Extend and bend. 2 more. Reach and flex. Last one. Reach. Pull it in. Lowering head and chest down. Now, we're going to bring both of those legs up to tabletop. So again, find those rib points. They're really heavy. We don't want to flare our ribs up to the sky because this is when that mid-back is bowing away and that's when it can go into our back. So those front ribs get really heavy. I like my feet just a little bit higher than my knees because this just helps to keep the lower back more relaxed. Again, arms can be long or hands behind the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as those upper abs curl the head and chest forward. Extend the legs out on an inhale. Flex them back in. Lower your head back down. Deep breath in. Exhale, curling head and chest forward. Extend the legs. Bend back in. Lower the head down. We're going to do 3 more. Curl. Reach out long. Flex it in. Lowering with control. 2. Lift it up. Extend it out. Bend back in. Lowering with control. Exhale, curl. Reach. Flex. And lower. One last time. Curl it up. Extend together. Bend. And lower it down. So this next add-on, we're going to stay lifted and just extend and bend the legs. So legs back to tabletop, head and chest curls right back up. Both legs straighten and flex for 5. Reach for 4. I'm thinking of extending through my hip crease for 3. Out for 2. One more time. Pull it in, deep breath in, and then hug those knees into your chest, rocking your hips a bit from right to left side. Good. I'm going to grab the back of my right leg and just hover my left leg out long, flexing through the feet, pointing, flex, and point. So I have a little gentle pull on this right thigh, feeling that stretch down the back of the leg. And then I'm going to switch, grab that left leg, flex the feet, point the feet, reaching that tail heavy into the mat. I'm already starting to sweat. If I cry because my eyes are burning. Alright, curling the head and chest up, climbing your hands up your thigh, relax the shoulders. My tail is heavy. I don't want to tuck or imprint my lower back. I'm going to do a little extra pull with this left leg, and then I'm going to scissor switch the legs. Grab the right, little extra pull, scissor switch, pull, scissor switch, pull, and switch, and switch. Two more rounds. Shoulders relax. Stay lifted in those upper abs. Last round. And rest. Hugging those knees in. So this next one that we're going to do is straight legs, point of control. So you have two options. You can slide your hands underneath your hips, which will support that lower back a little bit more. Or the harder version would be hands behind the head. So legs are going to go straight up to the sky. You're in your Pilates V feet, heels together, toes about a fist distance apart. This just helps to cut off your hip flexors. That's why we do that, right? Pilates V is just to help to let the hip flexors go. Upper abs, curl the head and chest forward. Both of the legs are going to lower down to a point where you don't change anything else in the hips or back. And then exhale those legs back up to the sky. Inhale the legs lower with control. Exhale those legs fold back up. So kind of think of your legs like a pendulum. There's no movement of the pelvis or the spine as these legs are moving. One more time. And lower with control. Good job. I like to plant my feet a little bit wide on the mat and just windshield wiper those knees from right to left side a few times. Just kind of relaxing the lower back, the thighs, and the belly. Ooh, I had a little back pop. That was nice. All right. So planting your feet about your butt bone distance wide. Okay, heels are right underneath those knees. Arms are long by your sides. We're going to go into bridge. So I'm starting from my pubic bone, imprinting my back, and then beginning to roll the hips up into bridge, keeping the ribs connected at the top. We don't want to lift so high that we're flaring everything. This is when it goes negatively into the back. So it's not about how high you go, but about keeping those ribs connected. Stretch your arms behind you without letting those ribs pop or flare. And then begin to melt your back down one bone at a time back into the mat. Arms come down by your sides. Hips roll up into bridge. Ribs stay connected as your arms stretch behind you. Melt your back down one bone at a time. And then arms come down by your sides. Hips roll up. Reach. Stretching those arms behind you. Melt your back down one bone at a time and lower those arms down. We'll do 3 more like this. Feeling that lovely stretch through the front side body, working that back side body. 2 more. Upper back, middle back, lower back, tailbone. One last time. Hips lift up. Reaching those arms up and back and melting. Upper back, middle back, lower back, tailbone. Arms come down by your sides. So we want to press down through the back of the arms, the back of those ribs. We're going to lift those hips up. We're going to float that left leg to tabletop. Lower that foot back down. Hardest part is not shifting the hips as the right leg lifts. And lower. Alternate that march back and forth, pressing through the back of the arms and shoulders to help relieve that pressure off the lower half. So we're still working that upper body. Really rooting down into the floor with that foot so the other one's more effortless to lift. We're going to hold this left leg at tabletop. We're going to extend that leg straight up to the sky. Our back is going to lower down, and then the back is going to lift back up. Lower, press to lift. For 3, this is one of those things too where we're not trying to lift to our highest point. You can only go so far. 2 more. Last one, stay lifted and hold. Straight leg lowers, straight leg lifts. Straight leg lowers, straight leg lifts. For 3, 2, last one. Hold that leg up, lower the back down. Bend that knee into your chest, straighten the other leg out long on the mat. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and go slightly across your body for a little spinal twist. Coming back through center and planting both those feet to get ready for the other side. So pressing through the back of those arms and shoulders, lift those hips up. Keep your ribs connected towards your hips as we float that right leg to tabletop. Extend that right leg straight up to the sky. The hips lower, the hips lift. I always kind of vision like I'm trying to push the ceiling away with my foot. So I'm reaching up. 2 more, up. Last one, hold it here. Straight leg lowers, straight leg lifts. Down, flex to reach. For 3, 2, last one, hold that leg up, lower the hips down, bend that right knee into your chest, straighten the left leg out long. Take that left hand to the outside of your right knee and go across your body for a little spinal twist. Good. And then we'll take both of those legs out long on the mat. And we're going to go into our roll up. So if you do get stuck, you can always bend your legs and grab your thighs. That is your modified version. So arms reach up to the sky. I'll start with the modified version if you need that. Exhaling, head and chest curls forward. I'm going to bend my legs. Continue to lift by holding the thighs to help curl me forward. That's your modified version. Or full version, reaching those arms up, take a deep breath in, exhale, upper abs lift you, continuing to curl and reach, and stretch all the way over those thighs at the top, breathing into the back of those legs, roll it up to seated, and then melt your way down, lower back, middle back, upper back, head, inhaling at the bottom, exhale, upper abs lift you. Drive down into those thighs to help curl you forward. Stretch and reach over at the top. Roll it up to seated, and then melt your way down. Lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, head. One more time. Exhale, curling up, reaching all the way forward towards those toes. Stretching it all the way out and sitting up nice and tall. So this next one, it's called Saw. A part of the mat series, it is probably one of my favorite moves. It stretches your hamstrings, your back, and you're working those obliques. So I just think that it feels so amazing in so many different areas. So stretching those arms out to the sides, take a deep breath in. You're on my left, so I'm going to the left. Exhaling to twist. And then I'm going to dive forward towards my left foot, like I'm sawing off my left foot. My right arm is reaching back. My palm is up. And I'm stretching forward. And then I'm scooping into my belly to roll me up to seated. Take a deep breath in at the top. Exhale, twist and dive forward. Stretch and reach. Back arm is reaching away from you. Roll it up to seated. Grow tall at the top. Twist and dive forward. Stretch and reach. Breathing in here. Exhale, curls you back up. Twist to the right and dive forward. Stretch and reach. Seeing if you can get a little bit deeper each time you fold forward towards your thigh. Getting a deeper stretch in the hips, the hamstrings, the lower back. One more time on that right side. Diving forward, stretch it out, and roll it up to seated. Good. Full on sweat going now. Welcome to the South. All right. So we're gonna plant our feet. Make sure you got plenty of mat space behind you. So I'm scooting forward a little bit. We're gonna take those arms out in front of us. We're gonna roll down just to like the top of your tail. My technical spot would be the top of your butt crack. Stay here. Take a deep breath in. Relax your glutes. Relax all of that tension in the pelvis. So you're seeing and feeling this hollowed scoop out of your belly. Trying not to hold any tension will give that deeper pelvic floor connection. Take a deep breath in. I'm initiating from my ribs. I'm flexing my ribs over my hips to curl me up to seated. We're going to do that 2 more times. So the top of that sacrum, rolling back. Relax the shoulders, gazes forward, pause here, breathing in. Relaxing everything in those hips. Feel those little trembles in your belly. And then the ribs flexing down towards your hips to curl you up to seated. One more time. Rolling under the tail, rounding back. Relax those shoulders, pausing here, breathing in. And then those ribs flex you forward, curling you back up to seated. So we're going to take it a little further. I'm going to say the top of my pant line. I know some pants go up a lot higher, but like low back area. So take a deep breath in. You're going to curl under the tail, rolling back to the top of the pant line. So again, we went a little bit further. My feet are heavy. My feet are grounded. My pelvis, I'm trying to stay relaxed in those hips and glutes. So I feel that deep core connection. Pause and breathe in. Ribs flex forward, curling you up to seated. Breathing in at the top. Exhale, melting back. Top of that pant line. Rolling back. Relax the shoulders. Chin is lifted. You're not looking down too much. No tension in the shoulders either. Breathing here. And exhale, flexing into those ribs. Forward to seated. We're going to do that one more time. Curling under the tail, rolling back to the top of the pant line, trying to let go of any tension and just feel the core truly connecting. Deep breath in. Exhale those ribs, flex you forward to seated. So we're going to add on, we're going to go down to the points of those shoulder blades. Starting to see a theme, right? And we're going to make our way back up. So we're going to roll down just a little bit further to the top of those shoulder blades. So here our pelvis likes to tuck and engage, but I'm still keeping my pubic bone down, keeping that natural space in my lower back. That looks different for everybody. We should not be tucking or imprinting because that causes too much strain in the hips, then goes into the lower back. If you need, you can hold your hands to your thighs or just keep your arms up. We're going to flex and curl yourselves back up to seated. Take a deep breath in. We got 2 more of those. Rolling under the tail, rounding back to the points of those shoulder blades. Again, pelvis is relaxed. Glutes are relaxed. So you feel that deep core connection. Breathing in. Again, you can use those thighs for assistance if you need to, but try to flex into those ribs to lift you. One more time. Rolling back, bone by bone. Reaching back there, take a deep breath in, letting everything go. And then exhale, flexing those ribs forward, heavy into the feet to lift you to seated. Good job. So now our add-on. We're gonna add in some arm and leg variations. This is turning into a major core class. I hope you're enjoying it. I always go by what's off, how my body wants to move. So apparently this is what's happening. So curling under the tail, rolling back to the points of those shoulder blades. Hold it here. We're gonna lift that right arm to the sky. And then we're gonna switch those arms. Reach left arm up. Reach right arm and left arm. Again, no strain in the hips. Relax those shoulders. They don't need to lift with your arm. Keep your gaze between the thighs or on the belly. Last round with these arms. Lower that left arm down, and then those upper abs curl you back up to seated. Whew. Lifting's the hardest part after that. Rolling back, again, rounding down, top of those shoulder blades. This time, the both arms are gonna lift together and lower together. Inhale, the arms reach and release. Shoulders stay down as arms lift. 2 more, exhale. One last time, lift those arms, lower them, and then curl your way back to seated. Let's do a little butterfly stretch. Soles of your feet together, knees wide, and hinging forward, stretching out those hip flexors, those inner thighs. Just breathing deep breaths here. All right. So now we're going to sit mermaid style. So I have my right leg forward in front of me and my left leg behind me. So this is very similar to some of that spinal movement that we did in the very beginning. We're trying as best we can to keep the pelvis grounded. It's going to give us a bigger stretch down the side body. So we're going to, again, let that right arm go to your side. Stretch and reach that left arm up and over. I dropped my right forearm because I have that movement in my body. If you don't, it's okay. You're just breathing here into that left side. And then we're going to connect into that left side to lift us back up. And we're going to take the left hand to the thigh, stretch and reach that right arm up and over, breathing into the right rib cage. Exhale, lift, drop the right forearm, lengthen and stretch up and over. Control as you rise up and take it to the left. Again, up and over to the right, stretch and breathe. Exhaling to lift, up and over. One more time, take it over to the right. Exhale lifts us. Ooh, I have a nice breeze to the left. That was much needed. You're going to drop your right hands towards your left thigh and kind of fold your body down toward your left leg. So now you're feeling this down into that right lower back, the back of those ribs. Relax the shoulders, let the neck and head be heavy. And we're going to unravel back up. We're going to come up to kneeling. And you're in a tall spine. So I'm going to lift that left arm up. And I'm going to side flex up and over to the right. So I'm connecting again into that left oblique to lift me back up tall. Take it up and over to the other side. Stretch and reach. Right oblique lifts me tall. Now the hard part, and I don't know if you can see this, but I'm trying not to move my hips over. I'm trying to keep my knees completely even on the mat and my hips stacked directly over the knees. So I'm just moving from the ribs, the shoulders, which is going to connect deeper into those obliques. One little key note, make sure your shoulders are forward from your hips so you're feeling that deep, deep abdominal flexion. One more each side. lifting all the way up tall. So we're going to extend the left leg. I would say to angle your left leg slightly forward from your hip, especially if you get crampy in your hips. So that's not fun. Okay, so we're going to both sides again. So arms go out. We're going to tip over until that right arm comes to the floor. Stretch and reach up and over. Exhale into the left oblique to lift you and take that up and over to the left side. And lowering that right arm. Breathe into the left side body, heavy into the left foot. Connect into the left oblique to lift you, taking it up and over. One more each side. Drop it down, stretch and reach. Lift it up, take it over to the left. So now we're going to add on and make it a little bit more challenging. So we're going to drop this right forearm down. We're going to lift this left leg up. This is our modified side plank. Breathing here into this right oblique. And then you can lower the left leg down. So staying here would be modified. And or you can extend that right leg, keeping both of the legs long. Mine are staggered. You can also stack your feet one on top of the other. Breathing here into that right waistline. Now I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to drop my bottom down into the mat. Okay? And now take your left arm down by your side. Again, my feet are staggered. This is your mermaid side plank. So we're going to lift the hips, press into the feet, lengthen up and over. And then we're going to bend those knees, dropping your bottom back down. 4 more. Press into the feet, lift those hips, big rainbow arc up and over. Bend those knees, lower the hips down. 3. And lower. 2. And lower. One last time. Press to lift all the way up. Lower with control. Pull those feet in towards your butt. And then stretch that right side out by stretching up and over. Good job. So we'll start all over again for the other side. So the left leg comes forward, right leg's behind you, starting with our mermaid. So arms out, dropping that left forearm, right hip's heavy, as I stretch up and over to the left side of the room. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, those obliques lift you, and drop it up and over to the right. Lowering to the left, hips are heavy, breathing here, lifting tall, up and over, stretch. Take it over to the left, breathing in, lifting up, and to the right, stretch. One more each side. Lifting up tall, taking it to the right side. And then we're going to drop that left arm down. Turn the ribs and shoulders towards your thigh, gently pulling down towards your right leg. Breathing into that left lower back. Unraveling back to seated, coming through to a kneeling position. Stacking those shoulders, hips, and knees. And remember, we're trying to keep our shoulders forward from the hips. So let me turn to the side. So if you're doing this and you're going like behind, you're going to go into your back. We don't want to do that. So when I'm going over, my hand slightly forward from my thigh, and you can see I'm slightly flexing forward as I lower. This is connecting way more into those obliques. Lifting all the way up. Stretch over to the left side, slightly forward from my hips. Rising up to the right, stretching slightly forward from my hips. Lifting tall. Hopefully you're feeling that difference in those obliques. I know I am. One more each side. And last time, to the other side. Good. So this is where we're going to extend that right leg. Remember to angle it slightly forward from your hip so your hip doesn't get cramped up. Take those arms out to the sides. We're going to tip over to the left. Stretch and reach that right arm over. Heavy into that right foot. Rise all the way up. Take it to the right. Breathe into the left side body. Lifting tall through center. Drop and reach over. Exhale into those obliques to lift you to the right. One more each side. Tall through center, take it over to the right. And then this is where we go into that modified side plank, so that left hand drops, that right leg lifts. It's your modified version. You can stay here or lower that foot and extend your left leg with your right, stacking your shoulders, ribs and hips so that you feel that left waistline even more. We're going to bend those knees, lower that bottom. I'm sliding that left arm under me just a little bit more. So your modified version, of course, sorry I didn't say this before, is both knees down and coming up and down just like that, okay? Sorry I did not say that earlier. So feet are staggered and you're lifting up into your mermaid side plank. So you're lifting those hips, push into the feet, rainbow arc up and over, and then bend those knees to lower those hips down. Extend and reach, stretch up and over, and control as you lower. For 3, and lower. For 2, and lower. One last time. Lift those hips, stretch and reach up and over. Lower those hips down. Pull the feet closer into your bottom and stretch over to the right side of the room. Good. Coming through to hands and knees. Doing a few little cat and cows. Drop the head, the tail, rounding the spine. Lift the head, the tail, opening up. Pushing the floor away as you go back and forth. Last round. Good. And then we are all through. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.